Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces Going Places. I'm the CEO and founder of this fabulous Women's Success Network. We really bring together experts, speakers, trainers, and coaches to bring education, information, and resources to support small business owners and entrepreneurs nationally and around the globe. So today is our Lunch and Learn networking event that we sponsor and host once a month. Online and in-person events. And our special guest today is Angie Thompson with Living in America. So she is going to be actually sharing with us and really training us today on what's your purple cow. But I wanted to, before we dive into Angie's What's Your Purple Cow, I just wanted to share with you our philosophy here at Beautiful Faces Going Places. We are all about ditching the pitch. So we are here to connect, collaborate, and cultivate conversations consistently. And if you do that regularly, day in and day out, weekly, monthly, over a year span, you will build that know, like, and trust factor and really enhance your network, which is your net worth, and grow those relationships, which will lead to referrals and sales and collaboration opportunities. So that's what we're about here. So Angie is a culture coach as well as a English as a second language teacher. And what I love about her is she really is about language and culture and, your branding and messaging. It's all about the words and the verbiage that you use. So she is here today to share what's your purple cow, define yourself, your market, and your message. So Angie, I am going to pass the baton over to you and you can take it away. Let me just unmute you. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So thanks again for coming today. Just before you joined, I told Carol, even I thought about not coming because it's such a beautiful afternoon. So I really appreciate everybody stopping in and hanging out. And I do want to make it a very interactive session. As Carol said, I focus a lot on communication. One of my taglines is, it's not what you say, but how you say it. And a lot of times we hire these marketing companies, some really good ones, and we're not getting the results we want because they can only do what we give them. If we don't tell them what we really want to say and who we really are, they can't spread that message. So I'm more the level before you get to that awesome social media company or Shannon Danistay that can teach you how to use it. So I'm going to share my little presentation with you guys today about our purple cow. So give me just a second here. If I could get a thumbs up that actually worked, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so to begin with, purple cow. A lot of people ask why we say that. Well, it's actually absolutely not my idea whatsoever. It's completely stolen from a guy named Seth Godin. He wrote a book called Your Purple Cow. And if you are curious about your message or not sure you found it, this is a really short, easy read that has a lot in it. He talks about how some of the greatest companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, how they started and how many times they had to pivot. And what a key word right now, right? Everybody's talking about pivoting. Things are changing and your purple cow will change. And that's a lot of what this book is about. And it starts with the story of, imagine you're driving through the country. You got a bunch of city kids in the back of your van. You're driving through the country, and the kids are like, oh, look, a cow, right? Everybody's excited. Well, you keep driving. Oh, look, more cows, right? Then you keep driving. Oh, lots of cows. Not so exciting anymore. But then you see this guy. Oh, my gosh. Isn't he cute, right? Oh, sorry. So everybody says, oh, look at that cow. And that's what we need to be now, right? So there's so many people, you get a new idea, everybody's like, oh, that's a great idea. I want to do that too. And it's still kind of new. And then everybody's doing it. And when everybody's doing it, you have to decide, How am I going to be the cute cow? How am I going to be the purple cow? He uses the word purple, right? Because you get bored and you see a purple cow, you're surely going to look at the purple cow. But what we need to decide is what makes us different. And so many sales things focus on why are you better? And I'm totally against that. Absolutely against that. Your competitor is not your enemy, and you really need to find out what makes you different. So as you have a really small group today, I think I can see most of you. Let me see a show of hands for someone who already has their purple cow. Anybody know their purple cow? I see no hands. Okay. Well, that's going to be, Ruth has half a hand. Okay. So Ruth, why don't you unmute yourself for just a second and tell us what you think your purple cow is?
If I understood it right, it's something that others don't have that I can offer to my clients or to my prospect.
Sometimes it's a product that you have that's different. Sometimes I believe you're in health insurance, right?
Yes, it could be a service. Yes.
Yeah, so there's lots and lots and lots of people that can offer health insurance. And when it comes down to it, in fact, I'll tell you one of the biggest mistakes people make. People say to me, well, I'm different because I focus on relationships. That's ridiculous. Everyone focuses on relationships. That does not make you different. If you've ever been to a single networking meeting, you focus on relationships. That does not make you different. You have to find your story. I saw Carolyn here, and I know that she does Juice Plus. I think that's a really good example of finding your purple cow, because there's a lot of people that sell Juice Plus. It's a great product. And I've been in a lot of networking meetings where their commercial is, we're in 41 medical journals and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, that's awesome. But I've heard it over and over. And if I go to Juice Plus, I've got a list of people that I know. So why would I choose Carolyn? So I want to know why Carolyn got into it. Why is she so passionate about it? What's going to make her relatable and connect to me? And that's really how we decide where to begin with our cow. So what I want to do next is just quickly go over kind of the steps. Oops, my cute cow just wants to stay there. Okay. So this is where we're going to start with our purple cow. And then we're going to get into a breakout group and talk about these three things and come back. And then we're going to do the next step together again. And then another separate breakout group to do the last piece. So in order to really find your purple cow, you first have to identify exactly what you're doing. Okay, what are you selling? This should be easy. You should definitely know what you're selling or what your services are, right? But the other part of that what is to be realistic about how many other people are doing what you're doing. So for example, myself, I'm a communication and culture coach. No one does that. I mean, that's reality. But the other reality is there are 1,000,001 business coaches, and what I do is very close. So I have to be very careful about letting people know exactly what part of business coaching I can help. So think about that when you think about your product, not just what you do, but what's your competition per se? Again, not your enemy. What's your competition? Because you have to know what else is out there in order to know how to be different. The second part is why. Why do you do what you do? Exactly. So it doesn't, not just because I like it, right? Not just because this is a good product, but why did you choose that, right? So Juice Plus is a great product. There's a few other great health products too, but why did you choose Juice Plus over something else? And the last thing we're going to think about is, based on your why, who is going to relate to you? Because this is going to focus your target market. And again, don't be afraid of a target market. So many people are scared of it. You know, if I only market to these people, I'll never get anyone else. That is so not true. I just developed a new marketing campaign. We've been going 1 week for an accountant. She's a bookkeeper. And we've decided she's going to focus on the trades because she grew up in it. She has their lingo. She understands what they go through. So she's focusing on the trades, okay? she was getting about 2 to 3 real leads out of her social media per month. In 1 week, we have 3 leads, and one of them is a massage therapist. So we threw the net out there into trades, and we still caught a massage therapist. So focusing on your target market only makes you more visible. It doesn't mean you can't take other people, but you do need to have a target market. Otherwise, you're just in a sea of loneliness with a billion other fish and no one sees you. So that's why we need to be purple. We need to have a purple cow, right? So if Carol could, I'm going to have everybody go into little breakout groups. And the 3 things that if we could share fairly quickly is what you do, why you do it, and who you think would most relate to you, not your product, but to you. So, any questions? That's like a lot of homework right away. Oh, and here's a That's because we like it. We didn't just take a job because it popped up on Monster and we thought, oh, it's good pay, it's good hours, vacation, we're going to do it. Being an entrepreneur, quite frankly, can suck. It is difficult. You don't get vacation time. Nobody's paying your health insurance. Nobody's, setting out the rules for you.
Aww.
You're doing everything on your own. And so it can be a lot of work. And that means that we are doing what we do because we love it. And it's important to keep that in your message. Why do you love it? Sometimes we're doing it daily. Everybody's got, especially with Zoom, back-to-back meetings, and you're busy, and I've got this, and I've got these emails. And it's easy to forget, oh my gosh, I love what I do. I'm super busy, and I'm tired, and this is crazy, and some of this kind of sucks. But I love it. Yeah, so sometimes it's really important, not just for your message, but for you to step back and say, this is why I do what I do. So now we're going to talk more about the who. I think this is where most people really falter. It's still a really big group of people. We had some in our group that were like middle-aged women and seniors. And yes, that's all true, and it's good, and it's better than everybody. But there can be a bigger niche. Carolyn gave a great example. She does Juice Plus. And she said she does vitality and life. And she also has an adult child with her still at home. And she has seen the benefits of using that with her own child. So what a wonderful story to share, because anyone that has children with autism or some type of special needs of any sort, to see that this is something you can do, that it's not difficult, that can help them and change their lives. That's a story that needs to be told, because that's something that all those mothers are going to connect to, because they know that she knows how you feel. So who has the problem that you solve? Who wants your what? And who relates to your why? In Carolyn's situation, I just love that story of how I know that if I have a nephew with special needs, and that touches my heart, I say, oh my gosh, to my sister, you need to meet this lady. She is in the same boat and she will be able to help you. I know a lot of other people that do what she does, but that would be why I would send Carolyn specifically. So make sure you're telling people your special why, who has the problem you solve, and why are they going to relate to you? It's really important. And the last part, and this is where we're going to do the next breakout session. So you had some time to do your who, your what, and your why, and you know a little bit more about what it is. I hope you're thinking a little bit more to define it a little bit closer with some of those questions. But the next part is, this is awesome, and I think I know my purple cow, right? That's the problem. Many times we all think we know our purple cow. It's very clear in my mind, right? Not in somebody else's. So too often we think we've got this perfect commercial or this perfect marketing idea, the perfect ideal market. And we talk to somebody else and like, I'm sorry, what do you do? Or who are you talking about? Why would those people want your thing? And if you'll notice, my eyebrows went up, my eyebrows go down, just like the emojis. People's faces do that. That's where emojis came from, right? The eyebrow test. When you think you know what you're talking about, when you think you got it all together, talk to somebody and check out their eyebrows. See what they do. Are they happy? Do they know? Are they surprised? Are they giving you the what the frog face? I mean, there's a lot of faces, and you can tell so much about whether you're succeeding or not by just talking to people. So I always say, once you think you've got it, give some people the eyebrow test. Another great way to check this out is doing a small focus group. And a lot of people are intimidated by that word. Realistically, in about 2 minutes, you're going to have a focus group. It's just a small group of people that you're testing things out on from different areas and different industries, just to make sure everybody knows what you're talking about, what you're trying to say, and gives you some feedback. Like Marianne does things for seniors, and I had asked her, but who is your real client? And she said, oh yeah, actually it's not the seniors. A lot of times it's the kids of the grandma that can't answer the FaceTime, or the kids of, oh my gosh, can you teach my mom that a text is not you can reply to it, things like that. So it helps sometimes to just ask each other more questions, or I think you're doing this. Is that what you're trying to do? Or have you ever thought about, with Teresa, she said, I work with middle-aged women. I'm a middle-aged woman. We don't like to be called that, right? We know that we are, but we don't like it. So she's like, I'm trying to find a better way to say middle-aged women. So whatever challenge you have in your Purple Cow or your message, and you can find that in focus groups as well. So throw out your message, see if what you're doing is really different. That's another thing. Sometimes we think we're doing something different. You're really not. I had somebody recently, a realtor, say to me, oh, well, it was a photographer. And she says, I do real estate. That's all I do. And I said, I know 7 of you. I can name 7 of you right now that do photography for real estate only. And she looked like, are you kidding? No, there are 7 of you in about 15 miles of each other. So sometimes you think you've got your niche and you don't. And that's important to know too, because you're chugging away and doing all this work, and you're going to end up back where you started just because you didn't really truly understand your what, which includes your competition. And then the last thing is just good old Google. Don't forget to just Google your competitors, Google your competition, Google what you think people Google to find you. And then when you see what comes up, you'll know, like, oh man, I'm going off the wrong keywords. We hear keywords all the time. That's all it is. All those softwares from keyword softwares like MATS and all that do keywords, that's all it is. They're looking at the Google things people Google to find you. And you can really do that yourself. Like, okay, I think people look for senior tech support near me. If you Google that, you'll see who else comes up. If they're like you, you're in the ballpark. If they're not, you need to change your keywords. That's probably not the right place to look. Okay, so, and I'm going to tell you just a really quick funny story. So I have my cute little kid here with his eyebrows. I have the Care Bears for the focus group, and I honest to God cannot remember why I felt like Care Bears were a good focus group. I did this weeks ago, and it's still cracking me up. I'm like, well, they're cute, so we'll keep them. And I think there was a point there that I totally forgot, so I may just tell you guys that later. Okay, so we're going to do the second breakout group unless anyone has any questions. And this one's going to be again, just a little bit more focused of the who, what, and why. So this should be more the eyebrow test. If you guys think you know your Purple Cow, share your Purple Cow, share maybe your 60-second, or share what your ideal market is. Choose one, and then check everybody's eyebrows. See what people think. See if it makes sense, what you're doing. See if you're in the right ballpark or not. Okay, any questions?
I have something real quick for you.
Yeah.
Also, along with Google, don't forget that YouTube is the second biggest search engine. And so not only to be looking on Google, but also on YouTube as to what people are making videos about within your industry as well, because a lot of people are going to YouTube looking for that type of stuff to see what they're doing too. So,
yeah, any type of research you can do with that. Same with Facebook. I mean, I follow all kinds of people that are going to be close to me because I want to know what they're saying. I don't want to, they're going to get that market. I don't want to trample on it. I got a better shot at doing something different that somebody else isn't doing. So more research you do, the better. I just wanted, real quick before we break out again, I saw that Carolyn put a note on there that she thought it was interesting that I picked up on the disabled child piece of what she was saying, because it was a little piece at the end. And I think that's a really good example of how you think, like, this is my market, this is everything I have. And surely what she is doing is working, so that is her market. But just one tiny little thing, and I thought, wow, every mother that has a disabled child would be a wonderful resource, such a connection. You skip from that no right to the trust. Like, you've got a disabled child, what I'm doing through, I trust you. You don't have to do the no, like, trust. You're in. So there may be things like that you're not thinking of. So that's really important. That's why every once in a while, it's important to look back at your why. And our whys change. The world has changed so much. What was unique and working for me in May is different now. In May, I was doing a lot of LinkedIn. I still do that. I'm still helping people with LinkedIn. Right now, I got really into the global market. I am visiting meetings in Thailand and doing a little more English as a second language. So my purple cow changes, and everybody's purple cow will change, because everything's always changing. So even if you have what's going perfect right now, keep in mind you should always touch base and reevaluate this as you go. Okay, Carola, whenever you're ready.
I am ready. I've created the breakout rooms, and Rebecca Victor, if you don't mind being the facilitator of your breakout room. And then Angie, I made sure you were in a different breakout room so that they can experience you. So, all right, we'll have 15 minutes and we will continue our, what's your purple?
Quick question. We're going to be covering the questions. Who has the problem you solve? Who wants what you want? Who wants your what, and who wants your why? Is that correct, Angie?
Yeah, well, let's make it, I think that would be good. But if somebody has what they think is their purple cow already, I would really like to see them do the eyebrow test.
Okay.
Tell me what your purple cow is, and let's see if it works and if anybody has any feedback for them.
Okay.
Does that work?
The eyebrow test. I love it. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and open up the rooms. We'll have 15 minutes, and we just want to make sure everyone has a go. All right. And you should be receiving a little message to join the breakout room. All right. Well, that was pretty incredible. We're here today with our monthly Lunch and Learn networking event, and our special success team member here at Beautiful Faces Going Places is Angie Thompson with Living in America. And as you've heard, she is a communication and culture coach. And I'm going to say she's also a marketing genius, and she really has a way with words and language. And so she is actually here today sharing with us what's your purple cow? What makes you unique? What makes you stand out in the world, particularly with I'm going to say it's very competitive out there. There's so much noise out there on social media, LinkedIn, and so many different other channels that it's really hard to differentiate yourself. So that's what we're here today to learn from Angie. So thank you so much for joining us.